有可能要讲到英文。第一次有异国情侣最大的文化差异。
We've been going on couples counseling.
First impression.
特别想要找外国人吗
I used to only want to date.
Wow, that's crazy. Something that's universal is that the woman.
欢迎回到留学虽然，我是 Jeff， 我是 Alan。看到这个开场就知道今天要去拍《去你家煮饭》的第3集咯。今天的来宾也很特别，是一对就是异国的情侣，反正就是一个台湾女生跟本地加拿大人的一对 couple 就对了。相信大家都跟我一样很好奇关于异国恋的一些事情，所以今天的问题呢都会 focus 在就是关于他们在怎么交往啊之类叭叭叭。总之就是我现在心情还是非常紧张，因为今天就有可能会需要讲到英文这样，那就是有可能会有中英夹杂，大家就请见谅。好，那我们现在要去买菜了 ，OK， 先这样，拜拜。又来大同了。
To the place, I spot you from a ways. My heart, it started racing. The crowd across the way, flowers on your face, and then I'm from the 80s. Someone keeps blocking my way. I can't feel farther.
我们现在已经抵达了今天来宾的家了，那我们一样要敲门进去咯。Hello。Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Hello. What's your name? Nugget. Isn't that like a head from Google or something?
Oh,
It looks.
we usually eat here.
Wow, the couch looks really comfy.
Every day just work, eat, and
Yeah. And there's still Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
That's camera. And do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Ben.
I'm Eric, Ben's boyfriend.
So today we'll be cooking. Oh, I'll be saying Chinese because I don't know.
Yeah,
like
no
all the fan using English. 今天会煮的是这个虱目鱼汤、蒜泥白肉跟盐酥鸡，还有炒 A 菜这样。然后那个盐酥鸡 ，you made the chicken, right?
Yeah, we marinated.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, we'll try our best to make this meal good.
$12,000 on the GoFundMe.
Yeah.
What is a Thai in English?
A
Vegetable.
今天的虱目鱼肚。
Milk fish.
Color.
见大师，做最后一个步骤。
对。
Very cool. Yeah.
专业哦。
Driving down the freeway at
你是
night.
胡大
I only got one thing in
You guys want some pizza?
Yeah.
this might be my time to shine with you, with you. I got my
Nice.
head out the sun. I'm blasting off fake.
Wow, nice. Thank you. I don't know what this, but it's good.
In my eyes.
It might be cool.
Oh, ready to eat.
Wave. Wave.
是盐酥鸡、蒜泥白肉、煎虱目鱼干、虱目鱼汤，还有炒 A 菜。
耶！我们现在煮好了，我们先来吃。So let's try it, and then we can do the questions later. And
The chicken is really good.
so tender. So you dip in the sauce. Okay. Closer. Wow. Do you like it?
好吃。
跟记忆中的一样。
跟你 try the
A 菜，
That's so refreshing.
小时候都会加酱油膏的。
哦会。
You guys ever make Taiwanese breakfast?
Oh,
蛋
so I'm not like a breakfast person.
I made dumpling before, like from the scratch.
Yeah, we made it a couple times. I made it for her as a surprise.
when we first started dating.
Oh.
Not anymore. No, I'm kidding.
A few months ago, what are you talking about?
Try the
milk fish. Nice.
Mmm,
How was it?
delicious. It's perfectly cooked.
啊，
好喝吗？
好喝哎！我觉得虱目鱼就是要放在汤里，因为它的油就出来，感觉很补。
Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
We're doing burning questions now. 因为上次有人留言说，就是为什么不先吃饭再问问题，不然那个菜会凉掉。我们现在已经吃饱了。
网友好贴心。
现在来问一些问题了。Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I think you guys can introduce yourselves again.
Hi everyone, my name is Eric. I'm a project managers and engineers here in the Toronto area for a big water company, and really happy to be Fen Shi's boyfriend.
What's my Chinese name?
She.
Oh.
Good job. Hi, I'm Fen. I'm a graphic designer in an advertising agency here in Toronto. Why does it feel like a job interview?
And this is Nugget She.
She's a full-time cuddler,
Cuddler.
food eater.
这是第一次有异国情侣在我的频道上。I'm very honored to have you guys. So I'm gonna ask some questions about like cross-cultural relationship. So I did some research.
Research.
What people usually ask on the internet. Okay, so the first question is, how do you guys meet each other and how long have you been together?
So we met on a dating app, like everybody else now, called Hinge.
Oh.
So yeah. Sounds like someone have experience.
Yeah, I do.
We've been together for a year. We basically start our relationship last year, almost beginning of pandemic, right?
Yeah, it was actually like pretty interesting. So Fen and I, we met on Hinge, and we really liked each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then she went to Taiwan for 5 weeks. That was tough. And then while she was in Taiwan, we were like talking every day. That
He's
was
like, why do you go to club all the time?
She would get home at like 8 in the morning. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then when she came home, she's like, oh, do you mind like quarantining?
When you say that, he say, oh, maybe I can quarantine with you. And then we basically just moved in and never left.
I still spend time with my family.
That's a very good strategy.
And now we're stuck together.
Yeah.
You're still in quarantine, I see.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Good to know. I think you mentioned about your first impression of Fen. What about yours?
My first impression?
of it?
At first, when I was on dating app, I feel like it was just another guy because it's hard to tell when you just texting, you know. And we have similar personality, like we ask each other the same questions. Because when I was dating, I have a list of questions on the book. I wrote it down and say, oh, this is what I'm gonna ask.
Check it out.
Yeah, check. And he asked me the same question with me, and I was surprised. He was like, oh, do you think you're a good person? And
Did you
then,
ask that question?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
cool.
I was like, I have the same question in my book too.
Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna take some notes.
I can
You
give
can
you
share
some
this
notes.
notebook.
And that's how I know he is the same type of people as me, even though our personality is almost opposite.
The next question, it's kind of like the last one, but like I want to put it in the front.
Oh.
就是你有特别想要找外国人吗？就当时交往的时候。Do you look for like foreign people to date?
Asian girl.
Yeah,
Oh.
can be
Yeah.
both.
I'll take that first.
Yeah,
So
sure.
like I've dated people that have grown up here and then people that have not grown up in Canada. And what I find is that sometimes the values of foreign people are like more in tune with like my values, just in terms of like not being so materialistic, and then also like I love her ability to at times like take care of me, and that might sound like a little bit old-fashioned, but like she'll do things that like for me and it makes me feel really good, right?
Being domestic.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Just like cooking.
Some stuff like that, but like we do that
Yeah,
for
we
each
do it
other.
for each
Like
other.
we take care of each other, and I think
Yeah.
that's important. And like sometimes, like in my past and experience, you don't find people that will do that.
Yeah, for me answering the question is that I used to only want to date Asian people when I
Really?
first came here because I feel like the culture, the language would be very similar.
Yeah.
But then I started to realize it's too small a pool of people, so I kind of just expanded, and I realized personality matters the most. I think I really match well with Eric I don't think it matters that he's white or not.
Yeah, no,
That's
like
really sweet. So the next one would be 就是遇过最大的文化差异，就是他们交往之中有没有一些习惯上不合。So like biggest cultural difference.
yeah, I think
Use chopsticks.
chopsticks. Yeah, but I think in the beginning,
More like communication.
yeah, more like communication.
Can you give an example, like the communication part?
So, you know, something that she brought to me was, and I thought this was really important. So right since the beginning, we've been going to like couples counseling, but even just from the beginning, that was more to prevent like issues or like develop like a good relationship. And I actually like would totally recommend that to anybody. Like,
Yeah, I think for couples be together, the most important thing is learn how to fight. Because every couple has conflicts, and we definitely had a lot of communication problems in the beginning. For example, I said, "Oh, can you help me to take this away?" And do you think that's rude?
No, but I think so the cultural difference is that she's more direct, and sometimes I'll like beat around the bush. She'll be like, "Hey, can you clean the table?" For example, where I'll be like, "Oh, like I'm gonna clean the table," but in my mind I want both of us to clean the table.
That's clean, not
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
In your mind, it's probably think that I say like, "Can you not do it?" You know?
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
So how should I say it with better?
Well, I was just gonna say like something that's universal is that the woman is always right.
That's the conclusion of the entire video. So when your guys are arguing, like what if you don't understand what he's talking about?
Shut up.
Stick a hole in the wall.
Honestly, when you fight, it's very simple language like.
No, I think her English is really good. Like she understands.
Good to fight.
Yeah.
Good enough for
Good
fighting.
enough for arguing. 因为异国恋通常在台湾就是会受到一些批评。So like, have you ever met any like criticism because you're dating like a foreign guy? Because like that's a thing in Taiwan.
They're not used to it. I think that's
Yeah.
why.
I think it's
Like-
mostly if I go online, people are gonna be like,
Right.
or something.
Oh, yeah,
Is
yeah,
that how it
yeah.
works? But I definitely had, because my ex was also half white. And then I had a friend that, "Oh, he's white again." And then I was like, "Okay, what does that mean?"
I haven't experienced anything. Maybe that's because of like where I'm from. But I think one thing that we experienced is like, so Fen's like immediate like friend group before I came around, when they would hang out in like social situations, they would speak like Mandarin.
Oh yeah.
So that's created like a little bit of a rift and a sort of a barrier now between her and her old friend group, because like
True.
when we go, then everybody has to speak English, right? So I think sometimes they prefer like me
Just
not to
saying
be
Mandarin.
there, right?
So is that a problem like right now?
I think a little bit, but wouldn't say a problem. I think most people don't mind.
I think I'm more worried about like your feelings, like because like sometimes we'll speak Mandarin.
Well,
We're not
everybody's
this
worried
bubble. Yeah, so
about-
but we're always welcome everyone to come into our
Yeah.
little bubbles.
I want folks to know too, like I'm not gonna be upset if someone is speaking another language. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
然后最后一题呢是这个，毕竟是留学虽人频道，那还是要问一下他们，就是在人生当中有没有遇到比较不幸的事情这样。
Like, so we were feeling like so fortunate, so happy. We actually planned a trip to Aruba for 6 weeks because we're both working from home. We're actually going to bring our dog Nugget with us. And one of the requirements to go to Aruba and bring your dog there was we had to bring her to the vet. And basically at the vet, they have to check her out for like general health. And then when we were doing that, they found that she has lymphoma, cancer, that without treatment, she would have died in like 1 month. To me, that was the most unlucky
Yeah.
thing, I think.
That's
Yeah.
like devastating.
Yeah.
But she's doing very good now. Like she's
Good.
going through chemotherapy. And
Should I put a GoFundMe like
Yeah.
the website?
Please donate.
Yeah, so 就是他们在讲说他们那给这只狗就是有的 cancer，然后他们有在募款，因为那个要 treat 这个癌症需要花费比较高的金额。I'll put in the description box.
Oh,
So,
thanks.
Yeah, no worries. All right, I think that's all the questions I have.
That was tough.
That's tough. Cheers. Cheers.
Thanks for cooking for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice to meet you guys. Such a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank you for having us.
It's amazing food, amazing cooking.
以上就是这个对于这个异国恋的一些问答，不知道大家对于异国 couple 还有什么问题，也可以在底下留言。所以大家如果想要看就是接下来留学生的内容，或想要看第4集的话，也欢迎到资讯栏报名。然后记得按赞、留言、加分享。那我们就下次见喽，拜拜，拜。
How do you say cheers in Mandarin?
干杯，
干杯，
干杯
干杯，干杯。